So I never make vlogs because I never have anything to talk about, but I decided that you guys would probably want to hear if one or all of these stories about times that I've dislocated my knee. And yeah, that sounds really painful, and you're right, it is, and I don't recommend it to anyone, but it usually won't happen to most people. I just have a problem. So I'm gonna tell my absolute favorite, that sounds weird because it's kind of awful, story about a time that I dislocated my knee and somebody called an ambulance. And I did not need an ambulance at all. Alright, so I was at the Pride Student Unit at my school, where all of the LGBTQ students hang out and talk and just, do whatever gay people do, whatever. And I'm friends with a lot of them, so I go and hang out there, and it's fun. So I was, sitting on the arm of a sofa, and somebody had moved, and so I wanted to sit in the seat. And so I was like, okay, let me do this thing that normal people should be able to do, and just kind of lean and slide off the arm into the seat. No, I cannot do this, apparently. So all of a sudden, I'm sitting in this seat, kind of half on my butt, and my knee's dislocated. And my feet aren't quite reaching the floor, so I'm like trying to balance and not let my foot like hang in the air and twitch, because when you twitch, the knee gets all jerky and it's So there I am. There's like 20 people in the room, and nobody knows what's going on. And a high percentage of them are really squeamish. So, I'm sitting there. I'm in pain, but I'm also like, alright, okay, how do I get my knee back in? Because of the way I'm sitting, it's hard for me to like adjust myself without causing more pain. So I wasn't entirely sure what to do. Now, to relocate a knee, it's really, really simple. So this is my leg, this is my knee, and let's say what happened is my knee went like that. So my knee's here instead of here. So all you really need to do is like straighten out the leg, and the knee kind of like pops back in. So I'm trying to figure out how to deal with this. People are like, "Are you okay? Like, can I help?" But I don't want to hurt you, so nobody really wants to help relocate my knee. 20 minutes go by. 20 minutes of my knee just not being a knee. And somebody decides, let's call an ambulance. And I'm like, okay. So I'm expecting the ambulance people to come and relocate my knee because, that's what they're supposed to do. But no. These guys show up, they bring in their stretcher, and they look at my knee, and they're like, well, we should get you on the stretcher and take you to the hospital. And I'm like, I don't really think that's a great idea. Can you just, help me get it back into place? And they're like, well, we don't want you to get hurt. We don't want you to have like a ripped tendon or a pulled muscle or something. Like, we don't want to make this worse than it is. And I'm like, this is like the 10th time this has happened to me. You can just put my knee back in, it'll all be fine. And they're like, no, Alright, we're going to need you to try to get up. We're going to help support you, and we're going to get you on the stretcher. Okay, but just so you know, my knee will probably go back in. So, I successfully get myself up. I'm like bouncing on one leg, trying not to hurt myself. They're holding me up, but they're not, doing a lot of work. So I actually managed to get on the stretcher without relocating my knee. However, the minute that I settle myself in, my knee just goes pop, and I'm like, oh, it's back in, and everybody sigh of relief falls over the crowd of 20 people, all of whom had been literally hiding in other rooms because they didn't want to look at it. And they were really freaking out. So then I'm like, well, I think I'm okay. And they're like, no, we have to take you in for an x-ray. And I'm like, this has happened before. I think I'm going to be okay. No, we should really take you in for an x-ray. Okay. Here's the thing. I don't handle authority figures well. And there were a lot of people and stuff was happening. And I was just like, I can't deal with this. So off I go into an ambulance. I've never been in an ambulance before. This is not something that most people experience unless they're, dying. But I'm in the ambulance, and I swear to God, I am, the happiest person ever to be in an ambulance. They're asking me questions, I'm answering them, I'm laughing at jokes, I'm making jokes, I'm super cheery. And literally, we get to the hospital, they sit me down, they tell me not to, go far, and I'm hanging out, but I completely feel comfortable getting up and walking. I mean, I'm limping a little, my knee's a little sore, but I can walk just fine. So I get my x-ray, and the doctor feels the need to say to me, congratulations, your knee's not dislocated anymore. Really? Oh, really? I didn't know. Do you see me walking here? I'm good. So, just to end this adventure with, I don't know, a middle finger to the people in the establishment, I went clubbing that night. I put on a knee brace and went clubbing. Now, they gave me a knee brace, or they claimed they did. What they actually gave me was a leg brace that literally went from my ankle all the way up above my knee. And they were like, no, you need this. And I was like, I really don't. But luckily, my roommate had some knee trouble, and she actually had a knee brace. So I borrowed hers, and I went clubbing, even though some people tried to convince me not to. But I was like, no, really, guys, I'm fine. And I danced the night away, and it was awesome. So, if you enjoyed the story, you should let me know. You should leave comments. You should like the video, and maybe I'll tell you another one. But until then, I'll see you guys around, and have a good day. Also, I will try to make the next story shorter. This was kind of long. I apologize.